Welcome to Martini Time. Can we talk? Let's talk. All I have is an idea. Let's explore it. Now, I've been exploring this idea for this morning, yesterday, during the day, and let's see where the monkey goes. So, if I don't make any sense, it's because we're walking with this as we go. We're following the path of totality. I love that. I love that. Following the eclipse across the country, they kept saying, following the path of totality. Oh, that's just so beautiful. Because the totality is when the opposites come together. And you go, aha, I see. That's the totality the Sherlocks are looking for. All the pieces come together. An eclipse of the duality, of the confusion, of the pairs of opposites, of the this and that, the eclipse of the split, the eclipse of the wound in the nation. Oh, we're jumping now. We're jumping now. So I titled this talk, "The Rebel Without a Cause." Do you remember that movie? It was in the 50s. James Dean. It was kind of like a movie about adolescence in the 50s. You had the long-haired Grease guy. I remember I grew up in the 50s, high school in the 50s. There were two groups of kids, short-haired kids and greaser kids, like with the fawns, and the kids with the sweaters. The kids with the sweaters were going to college. The Fonz was going to be a mechanic. The Fonz was cool. The Fonz had a hot rod, cars, knew how to fix them. Yeah, those were the cool times, you see. But the movie was about the rebel without a cause. And that's just stuck in my mind today, particularly with the rebel statues coming down, the war about the statues. They're rebels. The rebel yell. Down here in Virginia, you go by homes, there's a Confederate flag, maybe a bale of hay and a cannon in the front yard. They're still waiting to charge. They're still waiting for the Yankees to come. They're going to defend the homeland. The rebel without a cause. But what is the cause? There's no rebellion without a cause. So, I got to thinking about that talking about that this morning, and I talked about, or maybe I was writing about it, I get confused. And the Trump is in the news because he just had a big rally at Phoenix, and it's like a soccer match, cheering for his team, building up energy, and then he went to Las Vegas and cooled it down a little bit. But and everybody's running around saying, "What's he doing? What's he doing? I don't understand. I don't know. What's his reference? What's his logic? Self-defeating. What's his cause? What's his cause?" There's no policy there. Building a wall is not a cause. That's a myth. That's a metaphor. Building a wall is not a policy. It's a mythology. It's building a wall is not an American dream. It's a dream. It's a rebellion without a cause. So let's dig into this a little bit. And I forgot my watch again, so I don't know how long I'm going to talk. I hope I'll try and keep it down. So it started off with it started off with movement conservatism. And I go back, if I want to find one place where movement conservatism started, it was Goldwater. And his statement, "Extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice," you see. So any means to the end of liberty, you see. Well, liberty is a value. So when the Cold War ended, the Republican Party made freedom its value. The Freedom Party, the Freedom Caucus, the Patriots, the Patriotic Party, God's Party, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of liberty. You see, also freedom, it began to And then Fox News came along, you see. But all of this is in the context of a liberal, humanistic, secular, modern society. The rational field that has created the world we live in. This rational, empirical field, this reality that we all agree is real, started with the Enlightenment, went up through the Industrial Revolution, all the inventions, the technology, and then the quantum leap with digital technology, internet. All of these are quantum leaps in the same rational field. So now we have the media, from the get-go. And I'm going to connect the dots here. From the get-go, Fox created an alternate media, an alternate news, an alternate reality. So you have two realities. One America, one field, two realities, two worldviews. And the media gives them equal time, you see. So whenever you have a left view, you have a right view. And they go, yeah, talking heads, wow, you see. But the point is, the cause of Fox was rebellion. The cause of Fox was to separate itself from the whole so it could say, I am unique. I am the one. The fair and balanced news, you see. I am unique because I'm not you. GOP picks this up. We are unique because we're not Obama or liberal or government. So government, liberal, Obama, Democrats is the field out of which the bubble of Fox and the GOP begin to create a little separate, a balloon reality that only existed like a bubble exists against a pond. The bubble exists. It's made out of water. It's made out of the same water the pond is, but it exists as something separate from this field, you see. So the field of liberal, humanistic, secular, rational science, you see, there's no uniqueness there. It's all flat. And who am I if I'm not unique? Who am I if I'm not separate? In order to be unique, I have to rebel against the field. I have to rebel against the sameness. Apple did it. Mac was a rebellion against the PC field. IBM field, you see. Mac was a rebellion against anonymity. The PC man, you see, sold a lot. Well, it was. It made you feel different. You got a Mac so you could be a true human. The PC people, robots, you see. So anyway, it's mythology. So this mythology has evolved. The mythology of being unique has evolved out of the rational, humanistic, secular, liberal, scientific field that flattens everything. See? Flat. But who am I? Who am I, you see? So the drive to be an I, unique, takes place as a rebellion against the field. It's like the adolescent. Who am I? Well, I'm not dad, so I'm going to be opposite of dad. And so the sons of the father split into two groups. It's the good sons, the ones with the sweaters and the khaki pants who are going to dad's college. And you got the bad sons with the long hair, the fawns, you see, the unique person. All the good sons blend in. You don't even see them. You only see the fawns. You only see the bad guy. You only see the rebel. You only see the wild one. You see, you only see the rebel. All the good guys blend in. They button up their ties, dress the same way, 9 to 5, they disappear. But who am I, you see? So I can only, in this field, I can only be I if I rebel, you see. So you got the media field. Fox comes along and says, who are you? Who am I? We're rebels. We're fair and balanced, but we're not them. Trump picks up the loudspeaker now, and he becomes the personification of Fox. Who am I? I rebel against them all. I go to war against them all. I'm not afraid. I wipe them out. I'm against the Republican Party. I'm against the Democrats. I'm against the immigrants. War. I'm against the media. I'm against LBG. I'm against everybody. Because we're a rebel. And the cause is to rebel. That's why we exist, to rebel, to conflict, to rise above, to defeat, to push down, to be one, to be unique, to be seen. I want to be seen. I want to be me on the media. If I'm on the media, I exist. If I have a selfie, take a selfie, I exist. If I don't take a picture of me, I don't exist. If I'm not on the media, oh wow, I'm on TV, I exist. You see, it's all about existence, about being unique, being separate, to be seen, you see. So the great fear in the monolithic, liberal, humanistic, secular, scientific, rational field is that our individuality, our me, is dissolving. And this is an existential problem. It's an existential problem of the modern society. How can you be me and belong to society? Well, you can't. How do you obey? These are 2 commandments. I work with this all the time, trying to see it in every different thing. The 2 commandments that must be obeyed, but they're contradictory, so you can't do them at the same time, is that I must belong to something greater than me, a church, a family, a tribe, a country. But I must be unique and stand out and be separate. So how can I belong and obey and be a rebel and separate at the same time? They're contradictory. So what we do in order to obey these 2 commandments, which we have to obey, is belong to a rebel group. That way I get to belong and I get to be a rebel and unique. And I'm different from them. I'm not Obama. You see? And Trump says, my news is true. That's fake news. And when he says the fake news, he's pointing to the media that he depends upon to make him real. That's a paradox, you see. He says the fake media is not true, but I got to be on the media every day. If it's fake, then I'm not real. You see? Catch-22, you see. He loves the media. He's been on it his whole life. So of course it's not fake. But he says it's fake so he can be unique and get on the media. He says it's fake. The media said, whoa, who is this guy? It's a perfect trap, you see. So he's in love with his reflection of being unique, you see. He doesn't want to be president because presidents blend in with other presidents. Trump would disappear if he became president. He'd just be another president. He can't be the rebel. Again, he's even against the presidency because everything creates a wall that he has to be off of, you see. So he's constantly creating new walls to bounce off of so he can say, look at me, I'm unique. And of course this attracts people because we all want to be unique. So I can be unique by joining Trump. So I can belong to Trump, give my heart and soul to Trump, and be a rebel and be unique. And stick my finger in the liberal eye, you see. So it's not liberalism as policy. And I began to wonder about this back in the in the late 90s, when my brother-in-law and sister-in-law became born-again evangelicals. I mean, they used to be just everyday secular liberal people, Went camping, took the kids sports, and just, drank. And last time I remember, Jimmy, he's dead, but he went to our house and he drank too much and he was running around, I'm a bull, I'm Toro the bull. And then they became born again, and they really were good-hearted Christians. They really did it all the way. I mean, they didn't mess around. I mean, they did it. They went through the whole thing. They did it full-heartedly, and I respect them for that. But the one thing they were always railing against was the humanistic, secular humanists. The secular humanists. I say, what in the hell are the secular humanists? Because the liberal, secular humanists, you see, they're destroying God. They're antichrist, you see. Well, what did well, this is the civilization we live in that had created this TV and this internet that we're looking at, you see. It's kind of like the adolescent pissing on the family's house that gives him a bedroom. Why? So he can be a rebel. So he can be different. You see, we see this all the time, the adolescent still living at home, depending on the parents, and just dashing the parents in all they believe in, But he's still living there. So we're still living in this civilization and dashing it. We're still living in this media, using it and cursing it as fake. And yet we want to be on it. Rebel without a cause, you see. So this whole mythology, this whole thing we're caught up in now. And of course the Confederacy, the flags, the statues, these are the monuments to the rebel without a cause. But the South didn't have any, their cause was not to be the North. The North was going to be the whole society, the industrial, secular North. Well, I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be Obama. So we're going to break away so we can be unique, you see. Well, they lost. But the symbols are there. The last cause. The romance of the last cause, you see. So these symbols, it's just stone. The stones don't mean anything except for the pigeons to crap on. It's the symbolism, It's the symbolism. So it's the heritage we're talking about is the heritage of being the unique one. I mean, America was founded on that. I mean, England was building the British Empire, and it was going to create the whole world like England, you see. And America said, "No, I want to be the one. I want to be unique." So it broke away from the English domain, you see, from the parents, from the king. And said, I'm a son. I'm going to be the one, a unique being. So it created a unique America. But the dynamics go on, you see. So then America creates secular, humanistic America. It's not a theocracy. It's not a religious society. It's a secular society, pluralistic and open. And creative, creates all industrial revolution, creates the tech boom, and we're still creating stuff. It's a very creative thing, but it's a very violent place too, because the violence comes from the clash of the mythologies. The violence comes from the clash of the rebels who want to be unique, but they're mutually dependent upon the whole, you see? So the adolescent rebel wants to be unique, but he creates his uniqueness not by leaving and creating a new unique being. No, he creates his uniqueness by rebelling against the parent society. So he's still dependent upon the parent society. He wants his cake and eat it too. He wants to be on the media. He wants to be in this civilization, but he wants to deny it. So he can be the rebel and he can belong, you see. So this is a very unusual time, but we have to understand the mythology of it. And Trump is beautifully blowing this up, you see, onto the world stage, where you can see the outlines of the mythology. You can see the outlines of the patterns. You can see the outlines of the game, you see. When you see the patterns, the game is up. When you see the pattern of Trump, when you see the pattern of Fox, when you see the pattern of the movement conservative GOP that defines itself by not being liberal, doesn't do anything because it has nothing, so it defines itself on not being that. So whatever the liberal, conservative, secular society does, I'm not that. So I'll undo it. It's like the 2-year-old. No, I'm not going, you see. When my uncle, who had a great inner child, I wear his shirts, I drink his martinis. Thank you, Uncle Tommy. As he got older, in his 90s and in his 80s, his child came out. And we might go to dinner, and we would say he had a girlfriend, Joy, and we might say, we're going to go to see this place or something, and Tommy would say, no, I'm not going. He would cross his arm and stomp his foot. Look at 2-year-old. So, anyway, let me close with that. Thank you for dropping in. And remember that, the rebel without a cause, you know. What is the cause of Trump and Fox? Now, Fox, this is interesting, you see. Fox is self-imploded. All of its stars either quit or got convicted or accused of abusing women. No, everybody, so they're kind of like MSNBC is taking their place, you see. But who's going to take over Fox now? Well, Fox is going down, but Brannon, you watch Bannon. He's going to create the alt-right Fox. He's going to take over. He's going to create the Fox, the new Fox. You see. So the new rebel without a cause. Bannon's a rebel without a cause. You see, he wants to, you know. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. But just watch for that. You know, the need for Fox. And after Trump is gone, you watch. There'll be Bannon and the alt-right drumming up the rebel without a cause. The cause being just to rebel, period. That's the cause. Whatever happens, I rebel. Whatever happens, I say no. Therefore, I exist. This is the new Descartes, who said, I think, therefore I am. Well, now people say, I resist, therefore I am. That's it. Thanks for dropping in.